The Civil and Local Government Staff Association, CLOGSAG, is raising doubts over new measures to audit the public service payroll by the Auditor General. All civil servants are expected to produce evidence of their employment or face prosecution. This is part of radical steps to remove ghost names from the country's payroll. The Auditor General's department is teaming up with a special prosecutor to enforce the measure, which starts in the Central Region from July 17. Daniel Domolovo is Auditor General.
Over the years, there have been several interventions to eliminate ghost names in the public service payroll in Ghana. The latest is a national payroll audit to be undertaken by the Auditor General's Department and the Office of the Special Prosecutor, with a pilot audit to begin in the Central Region. Speaking at the news conference, the Auditor General, Daniel Domolovo, noted the exercise will force all civil servants to justify their employment status.
Financial Administration Regulation provides clearly from Regulation 299 that once you are the head of a management unit, that is a government entity, a school, hospital or department or ministry, you have a duty to ensure that it is only people who are working for you who are on your payroll. We are going to be surcharging the banks. We are not going to leave them out of this because some of them also think that consolidated fund is part of their working capital. We are not going to allow that. So if the money is actually stopped at the bank and you keep it, then you are also on our radar. We are going to visit you. And like the Honorable Special Prosecutor said, I would like to say that take advantage of the provisions under the Section 71 of his Act, that is the Office of the Special Prosecutor Act, where you can come and say, look, I've sinned. Forgive me my sin, I'll pay it. And maybe we may decide some interest that you should pay, and then you are out of that. Otherwise, if we get you ourselves, you will by all means pay, but you will also go for prosecution. And you may not find that very palatable. We also want to use the same. I want to conclude by telling my other colleagues who are public servants that we are not here for witch hunting at all. It's a very objective exercise.
Meanwhile, Special Prosecutor Matt Namidu says his outfit will deal with those found culpable of aiding corrupt practices on the payroll.
The Auditor General's office and my office have decided to pool our resources together to cooperate and collaborate in order to achieve our respective mandates. So we have agreed that while he is doing his work during the payroll audit, when he finds any suspicions of the commission of crime, he would signal us so that we will move in immediately and begin an investigation. So by the time the exercise is finished, if there are people who have committed any corruption or corruption-related offenses, we will deal with them together with their self-seeking collaborators.
All public servants have been advised to participate in the exercise or have their names removed from the payroll. Nancy Emefa Jadosi, JoyNews.
Well, Executive Secretary of CLOGSAG, Isaac Bampoado, is calling for the Auditor General and Special Prosecutor to investigate why past payroll audits have failed.